If you struggle to turn the complex ideas in your head into clear words when you speak, there is a specific mental framework used by the top 1% of communicators. Most people believe that being articulate is a sign of a high IQ, or a gift you are born with. But the truth is much simpler. Highly articulate people don't have better brains. They understand how to hack the psychology of the human listener. The biggest mistake most people make is trying to speak and think at the same time. When you do this, your brain tries to process a messy pile of information while simultaneously trying to find the right words. In psychology, this is known as a high cognitive load. When your brain is overloaded, the result is ums, ahs, and long, rambling sentences. To speak clearly, you must move the thinking part to before you open your mouth. To speak clearer than 99% of people, you have to master a concept called atomic messaging. This means you must stop trying to sound smart and start trying to be understood. There is a real psychological fact called processing fluency. It proves that when a brain finds something easy to process, it unconsciously views that information, and the person saying it as more trustworthy and intelligent. If you use big words to sound smart, you are actually making the listener's brain work harder, which makes them like you less. Your job is to make the listener feel smart, not yourself. The first step in this shift is the 1-point rule. Before you speak, identify the single most important thing you want the other person to know. If you can't summarize your thought in one simple sentence, you don't understand it well enough to speak it yet. Clear speakers do the heavy lifting of thinking first, so the listener doesn't have to. But there is a deeper reason why your brain freezes up in important moments, and fixing it takes less than 10 seconds. The reason you stumble isn't because you lack the words. It's because you are aiming for perfection. This creates a logjam in your mind. The top 1% of speakers use a technique called scaffolding. Instead of searching for the perfect word, they build a simple structure first. They often use a psychological principle called Miller's Law. This fact states that the human mind can only hold about 7 pieces of information at once in its working memory. Articulate people know that if they give you 10 details, you will forget all of them. To solve this, they use the rule of 3. They might say, there are 3 things we need to look at. This creates a mental map for the listener. Even if the speaker isn't 100% sure what the third point is yet, the structure keeps the listener engaged and patient. Another secret of highly articulate people is the use of active language. They don't say, the project was finished by the team. They say, the team finished the project. It's faster, it's direct, and it requires less brain effort to follow. The final psychological trait of great speakers is their comfort with silence. Most people feel a value gap when they stop talking. They think silence means they are failing. However, there is a psychological effect called the spacing effect. It shows that information is learned and remembered better when it is broken up by pauses. Articulate people use silence as a tool to signal importance. A pause before a key point acts like a highlighter. It tells the listener, pay attention to what comes next. If you want to move from the 99% to the top 1%, stop trying to be an encyclopedia and start being a guide. Use fewer words. Use simpler words. Give people a map. When you focus on clarity over ego, you become the most articulate person in the room. The ability to speak well is not a mystery. It is the result of choosing to be clear instead of choosing to be clever. Start applying these shifts today, and you will see people react to your ideas with a level of interest you've never seen before.